Hi everyone, welcome to week 1 of English 102. My name is Laura Beauville. I'm the instructor for your course this semester, and I just wanted to make a quick video kind of introducing you to the assignments for week 1 and explaining kind of what our project is going to look like. So hopefully by now you've had a chance to read over our syllabus, but if you haven't, please go and visit our Blackboard course or the email I sent out last week and check out the syllabus and the expectations, because you will be responsible for kind of knowing that info. So let's go ahead and get started. Week 1 of English 102 is really just going to focus on an introduction to research and an introduction to each of you in our course. So I just wanted to, first of all, welcome you and let you know that I am more than just a robot behind a screen. I'm a real person, and I am really invested in your guys' progress in our course. So if you ever need anything, I am here and alive and willing to help. So actually, before I go on to what our course focuses on, a little bit of an intro to me. Like I said, my name's Laura. I have been teaching at SWIC for 2 years, and before that, I worked at SIUE teaching English as a second language, and previously I've taught English in Japan, which is where I kind of got my start into teaching. My background is in public communication and ESL, but I also have experience working with native speakers, which is kind of how I got into my SWICdom, I guess you could say. So I live in Tower Grove South with my fiance and our pit bull, who is the true love of my life. I like to bake and do Pilates in my free time when I'm not teaching or grading and working with you all. So hopefully that gives you a little bit about me. So now to our course. If you've taken English 101, and you probably have to be in 102, you should remember that 101 focuses on the writing process, on having an argument, being able to express your ideas with example and support, and understanding who you're writing to and why. So all of those ideas apply to 102. But what we're going to add in this course is the idea of bringing in other voices into this academic conversation. So when you think about a thesis in 101, we're going to write and work towards a thesis in 102. But before we do, we're going to kind of use what's called research questions and approach different methods for finding sources until you get to the point where you can make your thesis. How I like to approach research is by understanding that you want to kind of get an idea of what other people are saying about a topic before you decide what it is you believe about that topic. I think a lot of students will approach this and say, oh, I already believe this, and I'm just going to find other sources that agree with me and that say what I believe. And I want to caution you guys to kind of let your sources speak to you and let them guide you through this process. So instead of approaching your research as, here's an idea I have and I just need to find sources that support me, let your sources speak to you. Let them decide and help you decide what it is you believe. And that may change over the course of English 102. So if you have not gotten on our Blackboard shell yet, please do so. You'll find that the left-hand menu is probably your best friend in any of my courses. So at the top, you'll see our course info, announcements are where I'll post any updates to the course, syllabus, my office hours if you ever need help during or really outside of office hours, course content in the middle, which is where you'll find all of the information on our assignments, any help, group work, formatting, all of that. And then the last section is grades and assistance. So if you need to email me, you can use that email button. If you need tutoring help or tech assistance. So since we're working in an online course, if you do find yourself unable to access Blackboard, Microsoft Teams, your student email, all of those questions need to go to tech assistance. And please don't wait until the last minute to let me know that you're having connectivity issues. So if you're one of those people that maybe the internet at your house isn't great, and you know that you're gonna need to make time to be somewhere else or kind of work that out, you need to do that sooner rather than later, because not having internet access or having a device besides a cell phone to work with our course is gonna make this really difficult for you. But I'm here to support you, so any issues, please send them my way. So this week, we're going to focus on the idea of just an introduction to what research is, because English 102 is a research writing course. So in my opinion, a lot of people approach research as I'm just sort of finding what other people say and listing it out for my reader. I'm just telling you what other people are saying about a topic. And really, that's not the goal of academic research. Academic research is filling gaps that you have within this academic conversation. It's sort of synthesizing information in a way that makes it make sense. So you're not just retelling information. What you're doing is analyzing it to help you decide what it is you believe about a topic. So you're answering questions based on new information and not information that you already think you know. The idea is to not just gather other information, but to analyze it, to ask yourself, how is it important? Where does it compare to what I already know or what I'd like to know? And how is it useful to me? So research really involves a lot of thinking about the sources that you're finding, not just finding them, all right? So with our first project, we're gonna be studying what I call social issues. So over the course of the next 12 weeks, by week 3, we'll decide on a social issue that you and a group of your peers are interested in researching. So some examples are here, like education issues, immigration issues, racism, homelessness, something that might affect your community or your hometown, or even just something that you're interested in understanding more of. So I've chosen social issues as the focus of our course because I think that there's a lot happening for us and around us right now in America, in the world, in 2021. And the idea that we have no control over those things, I think, is what can lead to just a lot of anxiety and worry. And I want to kind of empower you all to look at an issue that you really care about and ask yourself, how can I be involved in solving it? So research is, in my opinion, a very empowering practice. Finding information, understanding ideas, that's power. So that's why I've chosen social issues as the focus of our course. So you don't necessarily have to choose one of the topics listed here, but ask yourself, is there something that I or my family or my community is affected by that I'm interested in knowing more about? And I really like this quote by Lily Tomlin. And she says, I always wondered why somebody doesn't do something about that. And then I realized I was somebody. And this is sort of the view I have of our course. I think a lot of my students are sometimes saying like, well, I can't do anything about that. I'm just me. And I'm here to tell you that you are much more than just you, and that you have power and autonomy, and I want you to use that in this course. So week 1 assignments are pretty straightforward, hopefully. I've got the readings for week 1 up already under the Research Writing Project tab. So start the readings for week 1. By Friday, you should post your discussion board based on those readings. So your discussion board should be a couple paragraphs. It should be generally free of grammatical errors, but really the discussion board is just for you to kind of tell me your thoughts. And then by Sunday, there's a library resource scavenger hunt. So this is really just an activity to walk you through the library databases if that's new to you, an introduction to APA format, which some of you may not have done before, and just looking over the group project that will be starting in week 3. So besides this, there is an introduction on Microsoft Teams that I'd like you to do. That information is also under week 1. It's really just posting an intro like, hey, this is who I am, and I'll be responding to all of you. Hopefully this will be a good way for me to get to know you and, understand who you are now that you know me. So if you have any questions about those assignments, please email me early rather than late. And the focus of this week is really just that introduction to research. So you're going to cover things like the library, databases, why we research, and then an introduction to APA. Week 2, if you're wondering what's coming next, is going to focus on a research process. So once you're kind of in an understanding of what research is and what involves this week, then we're going to move on to how do you actually do research? What kind of sources am I looking for? What does that process look like? And after week 2, I'll have decided the groups that we're going to work in for week 3 through 12. So hopefully this has answered some questions you may have had for me, but if there's anything I didn't cover, please email me. Here's my SWIC email account, laura.boville@swic.edu. And if you have any issues or any problems, please don't be afraid to reach out. I'm also on Microsoft Teams all day, every day. So I'm really excited to be working with you all, and I hope to talk to you soon.